Hi, I'm Peck Clark with Lifting Gear Hire Corporation, and today we're going to be offering a demonstration of the Hydraulic Synchronous Hydra-Pac, courtesy of Hydra-Slide. Joining us today is Robert Young of Hydra-Slide. It's critical to note that each and every personnel affiliated with the site and operation of this unit should be absolutely familiar with this before any operation begins.
To open, I'm going to start discussing the major components of the Hydra-Pac system and the basic operation of the system as well. I'll start by discussing the power source. It's a 20 horsepower diesel engine. It's controlled and started with an electronic ignition. RPM is controlled by a throttle. We then have a diesel storage tank with level indicators for your diesel fuel. We also have the reservoir for the hydraulic fluid with level indicators and a temperature indicator. If temperature does get too high, the system also comes with a cooling fan. Next on top, we've got all our control valving. Starting with the master control valve. The master control valve controls each circuit. The circuits can either operate independently or you can use them all at the same time. Each circuit is fed by the Dynex 4-port split flow pump, which is located on the back of the engine. This pump basically is the key to the synchronous lift. The pistons operate independently from a common shaft. This generates equal flow to each of the circuits. Equal flow gives equal speed on your cylinder extension and retraction, and that's how you generate your synchronous lift or drop. Above the top of the unit, we've got a master control valve and then each of our 4 circuits. Each circuit is labeled 1 to 4, indicating your pressure side and your retraction side. The circuit is comprised of a manual control valve. It's a 3-way valve, so the center is neutral, pressure side, retraction side. It also comes with its own adjustable pressure relief valve and a counterbalance valve. The purpose of the counterbalance valve is it's basically a safety to stop an uncontrolled lowering of a cylinder under load. Each circuit also comes with its own pressure gauge, so you can monitor the pressure of each circuit independently. The master control valve also has its own pressure gauge. Once the oil flow goes through the circuit, it then comes to the back and goes out the ports. The ports are quick connect couplers, and each port has a dust protection cap. The cap should remain on at all times. This prevents debris from getting into your oil, and it also acts as a safety so that nothing can project out under pressure from the back end of the unit. Because of that probability of something coming out of the back end, we recommend that no one stay behind the pump during operation when it's on. Next, you're going to hook up your hosing to the appropriate quick connect coupling. So first, you'd want to take the dust cap off of the quick connect with a clean rag, lint free, just basically clean inside. Remove the cap off your hose coupler, clean it off. Go straight in, push, tighten up, just a hand tight, doesn't need to be any tighter. Your hose is connected. Now I'd like to show you the startup procedure for the unit, but before you actually turn the unit on, there's a couple checks you'd like to do. First, you'd want to make sure that the valves going to the hydraulic reservoir are in the open position. Next, if we come around front, you'd want to check and make sure that the fuel lines going from the storage tank to the engine are in the open position. Any of the components located under the top of the unit are not user serviceable and should not be adjusted by the user at all. Next, you'd want to make sure that all the valves on top are in the neutral position. The V82 valves are in the closed position. Next, then you'd want to make sure that the throttle controlling the RPM of the engine is set down to a low idle. Once that's done, then you're ready to actually turn on the engine. The engine itself is electric ignition. Turn the key to run. It'll do a test. All 6 lights will light up. The bottom 3 will turn off. Top 3 lights will stay on. The middle light is a glow plug ignition for the diesel engine. Once that goes out, you're ready to turn the key and start the engine. Once the engine is started up, then your next step would be to increase the RPM of the motor by adjusting the throttle counterclockwise to 1500 RPM. This allows the engine and the hydraulic oil to warm up. This takes about 5 minutes in warm weather. If it's cold, say in the winter time, it could take 10 to 15 minutes. Once the system's warmed up, then next you'd want to increase the RPM to its normal operating RPM of 2400. You do this by increasing the throttle turning it counterclockwise. Do not exceed 2400 RPM or you run the risk of damaging the pump. Okay, now you've got the systems up and running. It's warmed up. We're operating at 2400 RPM. Now we're actually ready to do a synchronous lift. And I'd like to demonstrate how to do that. First of all, first thing you want to do is turn your master control valve to the pressure side and activate it. Then you're going to operate each cylinder independently. The first thing you do is go to your first circuit, engage the control valve to the pressure side, and your jack's going to lift up.
So don't use the master control valve to feather. Only use the individual control valve if necessary.
Once the jack lifts up and contacts the load, turn it off. Do that again with the second jack. Engage it to the pressure side. Watch the jack come up. Contacts the load. Turn it off. Do the same thing with your third jack. Watch it till it hits the load. Turn it off. Do the same thing with the fourth.
So once all the individual pistons are touching the unit, now you can go to synchronous lifting mode.
Now you've got all jacks engaged in touching the load. Turn off the master control valve. Turn on all manual control valve to the extension. Once they're all in extension mode on the pressure side, engage the master control valve. All jacks will extend in unison, giving you a synchronous lift.
It's pretty easy.
It is. Once the lift is complete, turn off the master control valve. Now you want to do a synchronous retraction. Bring all your valves back to the retraction side. Again, engage the master control valve. Everything comes down in unison. Synchronous retraction.
Safe.
Once you've come down, turn off the master control valve. Put your valves back to neutral. The exact same procedure can be followed for using the Hydra-Slide HT system. And you can revert to your LGH video on that system anytime.
Thank you for watching this demonstration video. We hope you found it helpful. I'd also like to thank Robert here for coming on out and helping us out today. For more information on this product and other products we rent, give us a call. As a reminder, the contents of this video were for informational purposes only. Please consult the manufacturer's guidelines and use and care instructions before beginning.